Waist harness, seat harness. What are the benefits of each harness? What would be ideal for you? In what circumstances and in what type of fleet you are windsurfing? For foil sailing, fin, bump and jump or wave, slalom or speed sailing or flat water sailing. Important to mention is that probably 90% of windsurfers are using the waist harness. But depending where you windsurf and in what conditions, a seat harness might actually benefit you more. But again, we'll go through all the positives and negatives of each. Waist harness, ideal for choppy conditions, wavy conditions, ideal to have more control. One of the positives of the waist harness is, since it doesn't have the straps and the harness is higher up, there's much more body movement, much easier to rotate your feet after the jibe. Also, it's much faster to hook in right after the jibe into your lines. Important to mention, if you have been using a seat harness for most of the time, going into a waist harness, it takes a bit of time to get used to. It's not that straight away easy, but it just takes step by step and you get used to it and you'll feel all the positives. It's something I did and it felt very useful and I still do it a lot. Again, depending on the conditions, if I'm on a waist harness, I change the position of it. For example, when I'm on the fin and it's choppy or kind of flat, I tend to bring the waist harness pretty low. I know it might seem a bit odd, but actually it's very useful. I tend to bring it pretty low down. And as soon as it gets much choppier or wavier, I bring it up to here and then I just adjust with the lines where they need to be. So if you're now changing from a seat harness to a waist harness, you could play in the beginning just a little bit with the positioning, having it lower down and then step by step, bring it higher up. You still have a lot of movement with your legs, so you'll still get the benefits out of it straight away. Now with the seat harness, it's actually much more powerful. You can get higher speeds, but you have much less control. So at the end of the day, you have to find the exact line where you could have a little bit less control, but more power. Now again, as with the waist harness, that you can decide exactly where you're going to put it, position. With a seat harness, you have the same adjustability. For example, the more you tension the underlines, the lower the hook is going to come. But otherwise, you could release the lower straps, and by adding pressure on the higher strap, then the harness changes up to 10 centimeters. So again, if you're in more choppier conditions or wavier conditions, you can always bring the hook higher up just by adjusting these two straps.